Can I have it just a little bit louder, please? Yeah, that's good. And my mic sounds good.
How beautiful, so amazing, sitting with souls, creating international, collaborating, elevating high into a spirit vibe.
Manira and I met in secondary school.
Journeys of a different kind.
We were in a talent show called the Young Black People Talent Show. We were like, why don't we get together? And it was going to be like that, like me sing her rap kind of thing.
I came from African slaves who saw Caribbean plains and shackles and chains.
We performed together as Poetic Pilgrimage 4 years before we converted to Islam.
Use these rhymes to light my way from JA to the UK. My hijab on my backpack, music is my star map. Vibes, I reach my climax when I hit the hi-hat. Like
I grew up in a household where my mum is extremely religious. Churches that I went to was very musical. You go to most sort of Pentecostal churches, they are very lively.
The sun glistens and kissed the rhymes I've written. Genetically, I'm smitten by the...
So I was very used to hearing music that was about praise, but that was very positive. So that definitely impacted on my idea of what music is supposed to be about.
See the fire in my eyes and the passion deep inside, lights and coasters in the sky. In search of the Most High, rebel spirit still resides, right for justice.
Manira and I we've always been on a spiritual journey. We've always been seeking something, and I think Poetic Pilgrimage was the kind of natural continuation of that journey and that search. That's kind of what brought us together in the first place, our kind of quest for the truth. You know when there's an earthquake, not earthquake, but you know like when there's an earthquake, what makes earthquakes again?
Let's see.
So don't let me disturb your peace.
You disturbed it.
Oh.
Are you looking for it as well? So why are you wasting my time? Okay, so it's not finished at all, and I've never written like this before. Da, 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 da. He is creator, none that is greater, life's illustrator, the lovers of haters. I wasn't aware of the argument of like music being haram or anything like that until I had embraced Islam.
Many, many years ago, when I met this Muslim lady, she said to me that the basics is that you have to cover your head. And of course, you know, you have to wear the loose clothes as well, which you guys do because you don't want people to see, you know, your sexual outline, yeah? So of course, and that's also, I suppose, to keep you, you know, inconspicuous, right? And then suddenly you guys are on stage. And I thought, that is a conflict, isn't it? Is it just me or is it conflicting somehow?
There's obviously people that follow a very strict kind of path within Islam that feel that what we do is also impermissible, and they will message us weekly on Facebook. Yeah. Why do you do this when you know that what you do is forbidden, you know? And I was like, if I thought it was forbidden, I wouldn't do it.
To have someone like email us and say what you're doing is forbidden, you're going to hell, or you're sending people to hell, is highly disrespectful, and it is offensive, and it hurts sometimes.
In Islam, the term that is used is haram. So basically what they're saying is that us doing music is condemning us to hell, basically.
For most of us, when we think about hip-hop and we think about Snoop Dogg and the likes, you know, and you think about his videos and all the rest of it, and it's very, very sexual, you know what I mean? But here you are, you girls are in that music genre, if you like, and of course, you know, sexuality should not come into play because you're Muslim converts.
To me, hip-hop has never been this kind of sexual, derogatory art form. I know it exists within the spectrum of hip-hop, but it's not hip-hop to me. Two girls from Bristol, we have no manager, we have no money, we've just got like a lot of passion and a lot of faith.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Suddenly we're like all over the world, and it's like, wow, you know, this is beyond even what I could have even imagined.
Raise your awareness, please make some noise for Poetic Pilgrimage!
Woo!
This is something you weren't expecting. Muslim chick, mic in hand repping. Must be perplexing and my girl ain't even stepped in. That's unintentional, we're unconventional. Don't need to mention more, I see the tension in your jaw. This ain't a gimmick or a new invention. Spitting bars like stars before I draw my pension. No evil hair extension, just a hijab or head wrap. Cause Allah said that, I gotta keep my modesty intact. I'm that MC that's unlikely. There's no quite like me. My skills can pay your bills and we can live for free. You can't bite me, I rhyme tightly. Hip-hop's inside this unlikely MC.
There are many like overlaps between hip-hop and Islamic culture. I see it to be complementary. Wow, I
Look at
didn't.
all of these oils.
I'm in heaven right now. Have you got some that are more like Islamic smells?
Yes,
like
yes.
like they got black man. They might have black
Do you
woman.
have black woman?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Can I smell the black man one?
Black man. Black man.
Yeah, I just want to say, just to know that inshallah, one day when I get married, what my husband will smell like.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, mashallah.
I've not really known my Islam outside of being married. I'm really grateful that I did meet someone who I'm compatible with, you know, so like me being an artist has never been something that he's been uncomfortable with or intimidated by or anything, because he's also an artist. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't like fish heads anymore.
But you don't eat them, I do.
No, but I have to cook it and it's a lot of trouble.
What do you have to do?
I have to boil it, I have to get the hot head and break it out, get all the meat out, get all the bones
Well,
out.
I'll do that bit then.
Yeah, right.
I enjoyed living with Sakina and Mohammed. It was like just for a period of a year. Because me and Sakina work with each other, we're like, you know, best friends and like living with each other. I think it was a little bit much on both of us as well. So this is good. Sometimes, unfortunately, when you convert to Islam, it's like, you're gonna get married now. I've had situations where, you know, I was speaking to brothers and they quite clearly said, if you quit what you do, then I'll marry you. It is harder, but I mean, it's just like, if I wasn't on stage, I probably wouldn't find the right person.
I feel your brother, I long to be a lover, or maybe be a mother, or simply share my world with another. Seems like a dream so far away, remembering clear as day when I started to feel this way. Solo but activist, catalyst, backpack, hijabi lyricist.
The reason we went with the band in Birmingham is that Birmingham it's a mixed event, Muslim and non-Muslim, and Mukhtar, as you know, doesn't hear. The only place that I've heard there's sensitivity about music is Bradford. He said there might be some sensitivity about the sisters performing to music, like there was in Liverpool. Maybe you guys can do a spoken word. It's up to you guys, really.
You know
It does depend.
I mean, I just think that like if there's a general rule of music and then that's fine and we're all going, but I just don't think it's fair that...
I can tell you very clearly where the sensitivity in Bradford is. It's around female performance. It is. I'm telling you straight.
If the problem is the sisters, so we're going to change it all because of them having a problem with the sisters, then really they didn't understand the whole message of Malcolm. So this whole tour is irrelevant.
Exactly.
Malcolm came to give a voice to the women.
Our kind of aim and our cause should be to try to engage the younger people. With no disrespect meant at all. These older people, they're going to die soon. Do you get what I'm saying? No disrespect. Between the older generation and the younger generation, there will be a rift.
For them, Islam and hip hop, for them in Bradford, that is like, this is too crazy.
Yeah. We cannot force our
views,
their opinions on other people.
On the flyer, it blatantly says some of Urban's music.
Oh,
that's what it says. This says it's a music thing.
What I was saying.
They know what the event's about.
Exactly.
They're coming
This
to
is
the
part
event.
of a whole tour.
If they don't want to come, then they can do something else.
I mean,
If we're going down with like, oh, you know, we're not gonna allow these women to do this or what have you, then that's saying to them they're absolutely right. What you think about music being haram, what you think about women not performing, it is right.
When I converted to Islam, I think the biggest concern obviously was the role of women. cultures and societies have distorted Islam for their own kind of gain. You know, men have used it in a way to oppress women, but that's not what Allah said, and that's not what the Prophet, peace be upon him, left behind at all.
You're a bit sad now.